FileMaker 18 has a lot of changes to security, but there's one tiny little feature that's going to guarantee my upgrade money. Now you don't have to authenticate your password, your credentials, going in and out of managed security if you're already logged on with full access. With a strong password that includes letters and upper and lowercase letters and numbers and other characters, it can take a long time to type it in, and you can make a mistake very easily. And I often go in and out of managed security trying to work on a feature, making little tweaks. So this is really a great feature for me. Let me demonstrate it right off the bat. We're going to create a new contact manager. We'll create it. Contacts is good. Put it on the desktop. There it is. Now the first thing we have to do is go into Manage Security. We have to enter in a password for this, because in previous versions, if you didn't have a password for the full access, it wouldn't ask you for it anyhow. So let's put in a password here. And you're going to notice some things here. Let me take a look at them first. Notice the priority here. This is pretty cool. If I sort by something else, notice the priority. You can tell exactly who gets authenticated first. And if I am in a priority authentication order, I can change that order, and you see that the 1 and the 2 swap each other. Not like you do when you come in here and choose the active versus inactive. So that's pretty cool what you can do. I like that, so it's very clear which account gets authenticated first. You also notice when I click on the account that you get this nice little pane. This is great, so you don't have to go into another dialog and take a look at things. It's right there. And you can't do everything, but you can do quite a few things. And this will be important with another feature we're going to cover in a second. So I'm going to add a password here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Real simple. Don't want to forget it. Now I'm going to have to authenticate this, right? So go admin, 1, 2, 3, 4. I set that. Now when I come in, manage security, there's no authentication. Even if I add in a new account with a password and click OK, it doesn't ask me to authenticate. So you can see how much time this is going to save. And it really didn't add that much security to authenticate every single time. I mean, just don't stay logged into security and into a file and leave your desk unless you've locked your computer. It's really simple. So it's not really FileMaker's responsibility to make sure that that you can't get into that. It's really your responsibility, and to make sure that that security is set on your computer, so you close the file if you're logged on with the admin access. Okay, let's take a look at a few things here. So there's that pane. That's great. And this is great when we're looking at any kind of new privilege set. So I'm going to create a new privilege set here, and you'll see that we have manage accounts that don't have full access. So what does that mean? That means that you can give the ability for your clients or your users to add and change non-full access accounts. In other words, they can be inside this dialog. They can click on this. They can't go into advanced settings, which we'll get to in a second. They can't create anything that's gonna be full access. They can only change non-full access or add non-full access passwords. I can't tell you how often I do this in my business. I offer my clients free password updates and changes, adding people, accounts, and changing them, and making them inactive and things like that. Because it happens so often. If you're working with a client for an extended period of time, they're going to want these changes, and it takes a lot of your time. You got to log on, you got to make the change, you got to log off. Why not just give that ability to your clients? Now you don't have to script it. I used to script all this stuff to allow them to do it. Now I can have it built into the system, and it's really a great feature. So let's come in here and take a look at our advanced settings and go over to File Access. Now, when you create a new FileMaker 18 file in FileMaker 18, it's automatically going to have require full access privileges to use references to this file automatically checked. It doesn't happen to a file you made in FileMaker 17 and then opened in FileMaker 18. Only new FileMaker 18 files. And it also automatically makes an authorization for the same file. So when you do those same file things like imports, you have it authorized already. So this is great because it's going to offer that extra level of security. Now, when you make clones and things like that, it's a whole different story. It's not going to go ahead and automatically authorize things, and it's just a safety mechanism. So take a look at how you do that and work with that and see how that functions. Now, you also notice that there's a brand new interface I want to bring attention to. I kind of covered it already, but it's a great modern new interface. Okay, it looks like the rest of FileMaker that's been changing over the last several versions. Now, in advanced settings, you get the same old dialog, but this is where a full access account can go and do all the stuff that has to do with full access. It really hasn't changed the dialog at all. It looks as the same old kind of old dialog. It's all right, but this is where we're going now with the future, where you have panes and things like that, and a nice softer look and modern look, and it really looks awesome and makes it a pleasure to work with here. So that's it. That's about it for the password or the security. And you'll get used to it. I mean, they kind of overhauled this a couple of times in the last couple of revs, but I think this one's here to stay because I love this whole pane thing. I love the advanced settings, all the options they put in here. I think it really works well.